Please welcome, first up, to tell us about the BullyBuster anti-bullying device. I call on the team from Matthew Flinders Girls College, Ariana Conroy, Abby McGeady, and Emma Avery. Let's get them up here.
Good evening. My name's Ariana.
My name's Abby.
And my name is Emma.
And together we are the BullyBusters.
Now, what is our product exactly? Well, I'd love to tell you. It's a wristband that's capable of protecting children on the streets to keep them safe from stalkers.
Not only is the band great for protecting us from stalkers and harassment, but it's also great for bullying. I was personally bullied in Year 5. She took my food and wouldn't give it back, and she treated me like a piece of dirt. It eventually got to the point where I wouldn't want to go to school because of it. I eventually went to the vice principal, and it stopped after that. The band would have definitely helped me through these tough times, as if I was feeling threatened by her, I would have activated the band by pressing the button, and it would have sent a signal in the form of a text message out to the teachers with my location in the schoolyard, telling them that I needed help.
The problem is that children as young as 7 walk home from school alone, with no adult supervision. When children start walking home alone, parents and guardians become worried for their children's safety, and children may come to feel endangered.
There are multiple devices that hold the same purpose as our product, such as safety houses, a necklace for the elderly, and mobile phones. A mobile phone is a product that holds the same purpose as our band.
Now, while mobile phones are great for taking selfies, texting, ringing, and going on the internet, it's just not very good when it can take up to $900 from your pockets. And the fact that this smartphone can be broken with a single drop, well, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Our band is virtually unbreakable as long as you treat it right, as long as you're not running over it with your car, as long as you're not stomping on it to your heart's desire. It's also going to be cost effective, which we know it can be as lower than $30. Another idea like ours are safety houses.
Yet safety houses are nearly non-existent. I hadn't heard much about safety houses before I researched them. And if I was being followed by a stranger, I wouldn't really want to go into another stranger's home. Our product is better because it is more accessible than a safety house, especially since there's a possibility if there's a safety house nearby, the person might not be home. Another product like our idea is a caremate, a pendant that can be used by the elderly to call for help.
The problem with this is that it's targeted at the elderly and usually only contacts emergency services. Our band can contact anyone you want, as long as you program their number into the band. If we wish to put our idea into production, we would need some technical help, testing facilities, and production facilities.
We need sponsors and advertising. With advertising, we will need some advertisement from you, but we would go around to primary schools and high schools alike to air the problem about stalkers and bullies and how we can fix this.
If we win the prize money, we would put our plan into action by building a prototype band and with target groups of primary and high school students, put it to the test in real-life situations.
Now, why should you care about our product? Well, imagine someone that could be as young as 3 months or as old as maybe 17 years old. I have 2 sisters, 11 and 5 years old. My 11-year-old sister is at that age where she wants to explore by herself. She wants to go out by herself, but I don't feel like I can let her. I don't feel like she's safe no matter what. I can't let her. Frankly, she's going to be in high school in 2 years' time. And that's the age where I started going out. I just didn't think of the consequences and how much it put stress on my mother and father. Now, there are 3 wonderful young girls on stage tonight, but we're all children. Why wouldn't you want to protect us? Why wouldn't you want to protect the teens here? Just why wouldn't you want to protect the youth of our nation?
Are there any questions?
I've got a very loud voice, so I can go.
Well, firstly, well done on going first. I think that was very courageous, and I'm sure everybody appreciates that you took the first bullet. So well done. I love this idea. I think it's simple, it's easy to understand, and I really like the way that you were very clear with your delivery, and you've obviously got the future in public speaking, the whole three of you. One question from me. You talked about the cost of the band itself. How have you worked out that it might be lower than was it $30?
Yeah. Well, we've hoped. Well, with the help from sponsors and with our cost-effective silicon idea, it's just by itself we've gotten it down to around about $30. And if we had some help with production, and if this actually did become popular, we've found out that it would get lower in price.
Thanks for that. I'd echo what Philippa said there about the pitch. I thought you did a really good job. It's always hard to go first, but you stuck to the timeline. And often, actually, we don't often see that at all. It must be said. So very well done on that. You got through your message. That's really good. That's really important because sometimes you might have something really valuable to say, but if you don't actually get it out there because you can't stick to the timeline, then people aren't going to be aware of it. In reviewing your the sort of information you put together in advance, I was interested in the mobile thing, so I'm really glad that you sort of touched on that, and it answered a question that I had. So I think you addressed that well. That's also something that you need to consider when you're pitching an idea. Is it's sort of like rebuttal. What are people going to say about my idea? What's not going to work? So thinking ahead, stepping ahead, that's really good. Like Philip, I was interested in the $30 per device. I was interested that you'd use the money to build a prototype. Can you give us a sense of what you think a prototype might cost? Have you done any research on that?
We haven't actually done any research on how much a prototype would cost, but we're hoping that with the prize money, we'd be able to make at least one band.
Okay, thanks.
And that's it?
I think, well, unless you want me to ask a question on Rowan's behalf. But
No, that's okay. Can we thank the BullyBuster please? Ariana, Abby,